The world woke up to the horrible news of the Airbus A130 helicopter crash that involved Herbert Wigwe, a prominent banker and a businessman. He was the group managing director and CEO of Access Bank plc, one of Nigeria's top 5 banking institutions, after succeeding his business partner, Igboje Ike Imokode. Wigwe started his career at Coopers and Lybrand and Guarantee Trust Bank before joining Access Bank in 2002 as the company's deputy managing director. He became the chief executive officer for the company in January 2014. Unfortunately, he died in a helicopter crash on the 9th of February 2024 in the United States on his way to attend the Super Bowl championship in Las Vegas with his wife and son and 3 other people. The American aviation authorities are presently investigating the crash in view to find out what really happened. Let's get to know more about the equipment used. The Eurocopter AC-130 is a single-engine light utility helicopter developed from the earlier Eurocopter AS-350 Ecureal, one of the primary changes from which was the adoption of the Fenestron anti-torque device in place of a conventional tail. The range of the helicopter is 610 kilometers. Engine type is turboshaft. The wingspan is 11 meters. Top speed is 28 kilometers per hour. Unit cost is $2.1 million in 2013, and the cruise speed is 240 kilometers. The weight is 1,360 kilograms. The question a lot of people would like to ask is, what really caused the crash? Was it a weather problem? Was it a technical problem? Was it a human factor that led to this great loss?
Aftermath from the freeway say it was raining and sleeting around the time of the crash, and tonight investigators are urging anyone who might have video or photos to come forward. The 6 victims were flying in a Eurocopter EC-130, similar to this one when it crashed in the desert just after 10 p.m. Friday night in eastern San Bernardino County.
The National Transportation Safety Board is presently investigating the accident.
Last night at 8:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, an Airbus EC-130 helicopter departed Palm Springs, California, en route to Boulder City, Nevada. At about 10:08 p.m., the helicopter impacted the terrain south of I-15 near Halloran Springs, California. Halloran Springs is about 75 miles northeast of Barstow. 2 crew members and 4 passengers were on board and were fatally injured. Before I go any farther, on behalf of the NTSB, I'd like to express our deepest sympathies to the families and loved ones of those who lost their lives in this terrible tragedy. We have a representative from the NTSB's Transportation Disaster Assistance Division on scene with us. She is currently working with the family members of those who lost their lives and will provide support as well as investigative updates as they become available. The NTSB is an independent agency charged by Congress to investigate every civil aviation accident and significant accidents in the other transportation modes. We are on scene now to gather perishable evidence. Our team is methodically and systematically reviews all evidence and considers all potential factors to determine the probable cause. This is the beginning of a long process. We will not jump to any conclusions, and the information that I provide for you tonight is preliminary. A preliminary report will be available in a couple weeks, and however, a full NTSB investigative report and investigation will last 12 to 24 months before a final report is published.
The Airbus A130 helicopter, manufactured by the Airbus Helicopters SAS, formerly Eurocopter, is a single-engine aircraft, and its variations have a history, it seems, of accidents. Number 1, the February 2018 crash involving another Eurocopter EC-130B4 killed 5 people, all of them Britons in the Grand Canyon. Two brothers, Stuart and Jason Hill, 30 and 32, were among the dead. Stuart Hill's girlfriend, Becky Dobson, was also killed in the crash. The three were pronounced dead at the scene. Husband and wife Jonathan and Ellie Odell were also victims of the deadly crash. They both died of complications from burns days later. The pilots, Scott Booth and Jason Hill's girlfriend Jennifer Doricott, survived, but both sustained life-altering injuries. The aircraft burst into flames after crashing. The pilot told American investigators that the helicopter encountered a violent gust of wind and started spinning. The National Transportation Safety Board said that the tailwinds and turbulence were likely the reasons it lost control for the above-named crash. A lawsuit arose from that accident ended up in a $100 million landmark judgment in January. So the question we're all asking is, do we have a basic manufacturing problem with the aircraft? Was it a pilot error? Are we looking at weather, like we mentioned earlier? Looking at all these factors, if it happens to be a manufacturer's problem, if the helicopter has fundamental issues that border on safety of its occupants, would it lead to a lawsuit? And who is going to file that suit? We all await the findings of the National Transportation Safety Board.